morning and welcome to another edition of Friday's Financial Fitness. Today I want to spend some time talking about a question I'm often asked, and that is, what's the most common index when we hear it on the news? And the answer to that question is the Standard & Poor's or the S&P 500. According to Investopedia, the Standard & Poor's 500 is an index of 500 stocks seen as a leading indicator of U.S. equities and a reflection of the performance of the large cap universe made up of companies selected by economists. The S&P 500 is a market value weighted index and is one of the most common benchmarks for the United States stock market. What I want to focus on this video is on the market value weighted. The S&P 500 is market value weighted. In other words, it's based on the value of the companies over what is referred to as the market cap. That is, the percentage weightings that make up the S&P 500. The largest company in the S&P 500 represents 4% of the index. The number 2 company represents 2.5% of the index. The number 3 company represents 2% of the index, and the number 4 company represents 1.5% of the index, and the number 5 company also represents 1.5% of the index. So as you can see, if we take simply the top 5 companies in the S&P 500, they represent 11%. And if we look at the top 10, they actually represent 19% of the index. If the index were equally weighted, each stock would represent 0.2% or 1/5 of 1% of the overall weighting. According to a report by MarketWatch dated May 10th of 2016, if we were to look at the top 50 stocks in the S&P 500, those 50 stocks would represent over 50% of the overall weighting of the S&P 500. The point is to realize that there are a handful of stocks in a cap-weighted index that can have a significant impact on the overall performance of the index.